Welcome to the slow climb. I get to be the person here chatting with you about life, about the journey, about the things that we go through on a daily basis. Some of those things turn into big things, and most of them aren't big, but we think they're big. And my goal for these videos and this channel is to share my story, share my testimony, but also just bring encouragement, inspiration, motivation for your life, or maybe somebody's life that you're dealing with. This message may not be for you, but this message could be for someone that you know. And in that, I take fulfilled by that, because I know a lot of these messages aren't going to be directly for you, but I think you'll still find value out of most of it. My name is David Verbecki, and I get to be the one bringing you this message. Yes, I am on a treadmill, and I am excited to be here with you, getting better together. The slow climb. I'm on a 6 incline. I just bumped it up to 2.2 as I get more comfortable. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, as I get more comfortable. I jump it up a little bit, but I am a husband. I'm a father of 3. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I work a full-time job. I am a type 1 diabetic. I am a lover. I am a cancer survivor. I am a heart attack survivor. Wow, I'm getting emotional already. Whew. I'm a heart attack survivor. I have stage 4 diabetic retinopathy. And I lost my father. Still have my mother, love her. She's the best mother in the world. Shout out, Mom, love you. I have a great family, wonderful friends, and it's been an interesting life, to say the least. My journey started, I was born 2/22, 1991, and I had one older sister. Shout out Elizabeth, she's awesome. And we had a good life. I look back at it now, and there's some things that you go through as children with separated parents, but to honor my mother and my father, I'm not really going to get into that too much. They were good parents. They were always there for us. Yeah, there were their ups and downs, and maybe get into that another time. But for today's video, we'll keep it as that. I had the pleasure and the blessing to be diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at age 6. I don't think any age is easy per se to be diagnosed with diabetes. It's a manageable disease. There's a few different types of diabetes. You may or may not be familiar with them. Type 1 is insulin dependent. It used to be called juvenile onset diabetes. And then there's type 2, which is what I believe to be more of a metabolic syndrome from just almost like an insulin resistance due to carbohydrate intake. As I'm wearing a pizza shirt, shout out Dave Portnoy. Maybe one day you'll see this. I love you, man. I love pizza too, I just can't eat it. It spikes my blood sugar. There's gestational diabetes. It's when you're pregnant. Some parts of the world call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. We'll get into that. But since the age of 6, I have been giving myself daily injections of insulin, exogenous insulin, into subcutaneous fat. And back then, you used to test your fingers. I would be checking, as a 6-year-old, you're checking your blood sugar constantly. Your parents are checking it to make sure you're okay. And that puts some stress in our home, in our life. But it's a manageable disease. I truly believe that diabetes and discipline go hand in hand. But it took me 30 years to realize it. That's why we're here. When I was I'm not going to say a star athlete, but I was an athlete. I played basketball was the main sport. I love basketball. Shout out to all my hoopers. I met my wife in elementary. We played together as kids. I've known her for 30 years. She would actually walk by the house and watch me and a good friend of mine play basketball. And then her sister started dating a neighbor as we were kids, 5, 6 years old. And then we met back up in middle school. And we've been dating ever since. So I'm 30, I'll be 35 in February. And we've been together 21 years. Lost my dad at 19. I'll fast forward a little bit. That was a tough time. It was 2010. He was prescribed fentanyl patches for pain. And Monday he was prescribed patches. Tuesday he took them. The last 72 hours. He took another one on Thursday and he passed away. Tough time for a 19-year-old man. Man, oh geez. 19-year-old kid. I went through some dark times, but it's made me the person I am today. Then in 2014, got married, bought a house, started thinking about that family. And during this time, I worked for the same company I started working in 2011, which was, I was 21, 20. And I was in a very specific trade. Didn't really know where I was going. I just knew that, you work hard and good things happen. That's what I was taught. And so I started working for this company, working a lot. We live in Michigan, so the big three are here and present. And you get a job in the factory and you start working, but that's what I did. I tried to go to school, but that was during when I lost my dad and paid for a lot of money for school, never got it. I debate on going back. But marriage was a big thing for us, for my wife and I. She grew up Catholic, I grew up believing in myself. And so we started looking at churches because I wanted to make my wife happy more than anything. And we found a local church. We went through their marriage class. I actually bailed on it as much as I could. And but she was my rock. And bought a house the same year. I worked so many hours that year. I worked like between 3,000 and 4,000 hours leading up to getting married. We paid cash for our wedding. Put a nice down payment on the house. We were living that American dream. And then when I was 25, we had our first baby on the way. Life was going really well. Making more money. Life was going well. Had a house, married, kid. young, 25, 26 years old, and the suicidal thoughts came back in my head. And I kind of fast forward a little bit. I didn't want to start this video off hot and heavy, but that's where it's going. When I was 8 years old, it was the first time I attempted suicide. And looking back, and I think about it today, and it was just a cry for help. It was a cry because I felt like a burden. And man, am I so glad. So glad that never happened. You know, being a diabetic, there's a lot of health concerns and a lot of complications that come with diabetes. Even well-managed, not well-managed, but managed, I call it well-managed, not managed diabetes. The eyes, the nerves, the legs, the toes, I mean, so many things can go wrong, your heart. And I felt like a burden. You know, they'd never know it, but I remember my mom and dad talking about, you know, just insurance always being, like health insurance always being so disruptive, and never did anything, never covered enough. We never had enough money for medicine. We had money, but I shouldn't say that, but it was just always a burden. And as an 8-year-old kid, I felt that. And so I took my insulin, and I put enough insulin in my body to kill me. And I immediately felt, you know, that my heart was hurting, and I knew I screwed up. But the voice in my head told me I was a burden. And you have to keep your thoughts captive, because some of those thoughts aren't your own. As you know, I'll be 35. I said that, but I believe that there's 3 people in your head. There's you, there's the enemy, and then there's God. And you have to be able to discern through those voices. And when I was little, I didn't realize that. And so that was my first attempt at suicide. And I remember going through like your teens, having thought, like once you do it or try to do it, I feel like it's always there. And that's not true. When I would think about those thoughts, I would hold them in. I wouldn't talk to anybody about it until I got into my mid-20s. I fought with that for a long time. And I hired a gentleman. It was $500 a month. And I hired this man to teach me about gratitude. And really, there was a good friend of mine who taught me about gratitude. Simultaneously in that time frame, I leaned on a friend, and just there's layers. You may not enjoy your job, but your job provides food on the table. And food on the table puts food in your kids' mouths. And food in your kids' mouths keeps them healthy and energized, and brings nutritional value to their life. And that nutritional value of their life brings happiness and joy. And that happiness and joy turns into dreams. And if you don't have kids, if you're single, there's still joy in those hard times. And I believe, being a faithful man, that God is testing your faith. Every test is a test of your faith. And that it is just you're one decision away, completely changing your life at all times. This is the slow climb. This is the life right here. This is like life. You know, I'm walking on a treadmill. It's a little elevated, but it's slow. It's a 2.2 pace. A lot of people would think this is slow. But I start to sweat. And I'm on a journey myself. I wanted to document this journey. I'm not, I'm in decent shape, not great. But I wanted to document this journey of mine. And over these next several months of me dropping the body fat, becoming the best version of myself. Because you see a lot of these transformation videos, and they start by this fat person, obese, and then in 15 years, or whatever, 3 months, or, it's always something. And they're this magically transformed person. Well, how did they get there? What were the nuances? What was going through their mind? What do they do on a daily basis that got them there? What were the small changes they made? And so I'm here to document those and share with you what, the struggles that I've been through. But I mean, geez, it took a lot of things for me to get to this point. But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to take that many things. It doesn't have to take bad thing after bad thing after bad thing. You can learn from others' mistakes. You can make a decision now to do better, to drop that addiction, to release those strongholds. They don't have to hold on. You can give those up. And I just want to bring just a word of hope to you, or maybe to a friend. I could go on for a long time, and this is just one video of many. But I'd like to break this up. I want to talk about the things that I've been through. I want to talk about the good, the bad, the indifferent. I'm just going to be real with you guys, really authentic. I get up every day, 5 a.m., which I believe everybody can do, or 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whatever helps, or whatever gets you up early. I get on the treadmill, I get my blood flowing, and then I get into my Bible, and I read the Word, and I try to digest it and eat the Word, eat the book. We talk about at church, the Woods Church. Shout out the Woods Church. Eat the book, digest it, and that's going to be a big topic of ours. God's love and what He can do for us. That's a whole transformation video in itself, I swear. But we're coming to a halt here. I got about a minute left, and I'd like to leave you guys with an encouraging word that it's a little cliche, but it's super cliche. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. And even though it's a little silly, you may have never heard that before. And when I mean tough, I mean people not willing to give up. People willing to push through. People willing to fight when you think the fight's over. God's with you. He's with you every step of the way, but He wants you to be faithful. He wants you to push through. He wants you to wake up early, stay up late. For you, for Him. Become the best version of yourself, because these bodies are temples. And it took diabetes, it took drugs, it took shots in the eyes, it took a heart attack, it took cancer to me to realize that this life is a journey. It's a slow climb. And you're going to come out better. You're going to come out on top. You're going to be the person that you want to be. You're going to do the things that you're going to say and do what you say. Your integrity is going to matter. I love you guys. And I'm looking forward to the next one. Thanks for joining me today. And drop a comment below. Let me know your slow climb. Let me know your journey. Let me know what you've been through. Maybe drop your name, where you watch it from. And of course, like and share. This is going to be a ride, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Cheers.